Beautiful time with you, and I'm going to be talking about something very important here, especially as it affects the African child. You know, a lot had happened to us Africans, and it seems the way we're living as Africans now, we are living, we are no longer ourselves, and this is due to some serious stuff that had gone wrong in the past. Now, I call this the dilemma of the African child. Now, and it goes like this. The fact is, we live in a society where truth is a bitter pill to swallow. You will agree with me that every African child, you and me included, for generations have been brainwashed to believe that only by submission to the dictates of Jesus and Muhammad is the only way to God. This has been the education we were taught from childhood, be you from a Christian or a Muslim home. However, since I became historical consciousness means I am conscious of my pasts, I am aware of this, and I have a conscience of the future. Just like we have God consciousness, being conscious of God, the human consciousness, and all other form of consciousness, of which historical consciousness is a part of. Now, since this moment in my life, I realized that much of what we have been taught as facts and the inspired words of God, for example, are not necessarily so. And in many cases, they are complete distortions of the truth and or downright lies. Such distortions, however, and lies are specifically geared to perpetuate the myth of the superiority of the great white race over the inferior black race, as I say. Today, how can any reasonable African mind believe in the dictates of the church and mosques that came to colonize us? If we take into consideration the way both religions came to batter, kill, genocided, rape, plunder, and enslaved us, plus the Catholic Church sex abuse cases and the series of allegations, investigations, trials, and convictions of child sexual abuse crimes committed by Catholic priests, nuns, and members of Roman Catholic orders against children as young as 3 years old, with the majority between the ages of 11 and 14. And these are the same people who orchestrated your so-called religion and Bible. Also not forgetting imams who justify this pedophile culture by authorizing marriage of young girls within the age range of 10 to 14-year-old. Africans are the only people that despise and hate their own culture because of the brainwash and practicing the culture of their enslavers, a part of them being Christians and a part of them being Muslims. No wonder she is where she is today with no hope yet in sight. We don't need to continue in this brainwashed and submissive mind culture in Africa. What legacy do we intend to leave the generation coming if we continue the brainwashing and submission to the dictate of Jesus and Muhammad as the only way to God? Don't you think as an African, it is time to eradicate this double talk of do what I say and not what I do? Even within our families, those who claim to believe in the dictates of Jesus or Muhammad have been proven to be despicably dishonest and deceitful. They are all around you. Look at them. When are we going to stop all this propaganda to justify the big business that is religion? Yeah, religion is a big business. It's a very huge business. And when is Africa going to rise with this slavery mentality that's still keeping her in chains? Can't you see that it's getting worse with no hope in sight, in spite of all the prayers and fasting with religious establishments and activities on the rise? Can't you see? Scientific and archaeological facts are abounding today, pointing to Africa as the origin of civilization. The concept of God in pre-colonial African times or in the pre-colonial African tradition is not a judge, but a friend and a lover of humanity. A principle that is attained unto from within. God seeks not to condemn, yes, but only to embrace. But it's so unfortunate that with the adulterated version of the concept of God by the church emanates the idea of sin, like the fable of Adam and Eve, where we see hell as a literary device. Thanks to science again and to our African spirituality, which made us understand that hell is merely a metaphor, for the isolated soul, which is why you should know yourself. You should judge yourself. Now, for the isolated soul, which, like all souls, ultimately will be united in love with the God, or with God, the source of creation. After many years of brainwashing and pollutions of the human minds, the church is trying to change through humility, soul searching, and prayerful contemplation. Today, the church has gained a new understanding of certain dogmas. They are beginning to, the church no longer believes in a literal hell where people suffer. It has realized that this doctrine is incompatible. Is incompatible with the infinite love of God. All this is just about using this. Then when you call God unconditional love, and you are now saying that same unconditional will now at the point becomes conditional, or what? By throwing people into hell, something. Even now the church that formed this are now realizing. But meanwhile, my own brothers in Africa that this does not concern are getting deeper. When the owners of the religion are realizing their mistakes now, and you that is an African are now still dying for this, it is so pathetic. That is the hell. It is very, very pathetic. Now, we also have to understand that all religions are true because they are true in the hearts of all those who believe in them. What other kind of truth is there? I rest my case. Until I come your way again. Peace, love, and ecstasy. But don't forget to join or subscribe to my YouTube channel for more information and more updates. Thank you very much. One love.